Hey everyone, how's it going? I want to talk about the Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. It's a show on History Channel Tuesday nights uh, about Skinwalker Ranch, which is a ranch over in northern Utah. So this is like a vortex epicenter of a lot of strange goings on, a lot of weird things happening over there from UFO sightings, UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them. Uh, like supernatural activity and all kinds of strange things. So I first heard about this on, I think it was on Coast to Coast AM. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Coast to Coast AM. This is a radio show late at night. Current host of it is George Norrie, and back in the day, the original host was Art Bell. So Art Bell had a late night, or what do they call that? Over the night, overnight talk radio, and he used to talk about politics. And then one night I forget if he had a guest or a caller or something talking about UFOs, and he had such a huge positive response to that topic, and all the fans really liked it. So he continued covering those type of topics. So he would always talk about UFOs and cryptozoology, which is like legendary beasts or animals that aren't scientifically accepted, Bigfoot and Mothman, these type of things. He would cover all different types of topics like ancient alien stuff or ancient civilizations. And he would have different guests on. So I was like back in I'm not sure when it started, but I think I was listening to this as far back as the early 90s, maybe even earlier than that. I'm not sure when that show started, but I remember different parts, different times in my life. I would be unemployed for a short span of time, a week or two, or whatever period of time I was unemployed for various uh, periods. Ended up staying up late listening to this or driving home back when I was in my 20s, driving home at the end of a late night listening to some of these topics. And I've always been kind of intrigued by this paranormal stuff. And they would talk about these recordings of alleged ghosts or whatnot and poltergeists. And he'd have the likes of Graham Hancock on, the missing 411 guy, David Paulides, uh, a lot of interesting, to me, very intriguing stuff. And, I think a lot of people say, oh, that stuff's complete BS, this, that, or the other. But they're so quick to dismiss it without having the slightest bit of an open mind. I'm not saying this stuff exists, but I'm not saying it doesn't. But anyways, that's where I first heard of Skinwalker Ranch. It was covered by George Knapp. So George Knapp, he sometimes hosts that show, even going way back. He was an occasional host. Um, I think I probably actually like him better than the regular host now, George Norrie. And George Knapp, he was the one that broke. He's a reporter, a news guy out of Las Vegas, and he's the one that broke the story of that guy. Drawing a blank on his name right now. The guy that said he worked at Area 51 and tell the story that the U.S. government has some alien aircraft there and they're trying to reverse engineer it and they can't do it. And they got all these scientists and engineers and, brainiac people, physicists, and all kinds of scientists there trying to figure out how these things work. Um, So that's George Knapp, right? So he actually wrote a book, which I haven't gotten around to reading yet, about the Skinwalker Ranch. And he covers the story of a family that moved in there sometime in the 90s. So this Skinwalker Ranch just got all kinds of weird cryptoids walking around. And supposedly it's an area that, you know, hundreds of years ago, there was some type of feud between two different Indian tribes, and one of them put a curse on it. But they say that these potentially like a portal somewhere on that ranch to who knows what, right? A portal opening to another dimension or whatever a portal leads to, we don't know. So this show, it's The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. They're in the third season. I've watched every episode so far and record it and watch it. So I have to sit through commercials because I can't stand commercials. I don't watch any TV. Well, that's not true, but I watch limited TV. But part of that has to do with most of the stuff on TV these days sucks, and I can't stand commercials. But if you guys haven't checked out this Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, I recommend it. So far they haven't really figured anything out, but it's interesting to watch. They're doing all these different scientific experiments. They got a team of a couple different scientists there, and there's some weird stuff happening. Sometimes some of the people on the ranch inexplicably get sick, and some of them even end up going to the hospital, being sidelined for weeks at a time. But that's about the only TV show that I currently watch. The only time most of the time, if I'm watching anything, I'm gonna watch YouTube stuff, or I think I talked about this once before. I subscribe to Peacock so I can watch all the old school uh, Monday Night Wars, the wrestling between WCW and WWE, because I didn't get to catch all those episodes. And yeah, I know wrestling's, fake or pre-scripted or whatever you want to call it, but that's what I don't understand about people why do you watch wrestling? It's fake. Why do you watch a movie? Why do you watch a TV show? Why do you watch a soap opera? That's all fake too. See, what I think people don't understand is wrestling fans are watching wrestling not because they think it's a legitimate sport. I mean, those guys are uh, athletes, but it's a show, and people that are wrestling fans, they like that type of show for whatever reasoning. But I'm off on a tangent again. I'm here just to recommend that if you're into UAPs and supernatural and the unexplained, then I think you might enjoy watching Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this video. I'll talk to you all. Blah, blah, blah. I'm all tongue tied here. I'm trying to sign off here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys on the next one.